quote, and this is Dana White talking about that controversial split decision. In it, he said, and I want to be sure we're accurate on this, that the Nevada Athletic Commission is the, quote, worst athletic commission in the country. I say all that as we introduce our guest now joining us from Las Vegas, kind enough to be with us, Keith Kizer, Executive Director of the Nevada Athletic Commission. Keith, welcome in. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me on.
Well, do you want to respond at all to what Dana White said about you guys?
No, that's all right. I can tell you that's not what he expresses in our private conversations.
Well, it seems to be different all the time, doesn't it, when you talk about, you know, with fighters and backstage and everything else going on, what they're saying publicly, what they're saying on their Twitters. But let me ask you about this. It was a controversial decision. I think one of the most controversial in boxing history, as most people are saying. Bob Arum wants to investigate and have the commission get involved in investigating that. You're not going to deal with that. We talked about that earlier. But do you think there's a time to have reviews for judges or something down the road, boxing and MMA, Keith, in place?
Well, we do have that. The commission does review. The judges do review their work. There is no review in the sense of having the decision overturned because the commissioners feel that it should have been judged a different way. The officials' decisions are final. But there is a situation, in fact, in a case like this where there's a high controversy, the judges will come in, they'll look at the fight round by round and explain why they had the fight the way they did. They like to do that, and I like to have them do that in those rare occasions where you have this much controversy.
Well, maybe up the money, I always say, a little bit for the judges and get ex-fighters in there. So they're going to say, hey, it kind of be good to be a referee or a judge.
Was there a question there?
Yeah, well, you know, I should have put a question mark behind it. Yes, would you agree? Would that be a great thing? You know, maybe because right now I think for an ex-fighter, you know, if you've been on top of the world, it's not a very attractive thing to go there money-wise. Maybe up it a little bit and say, hey, let's invite the professional fighters to be judges.
We've had some of our judges are former fighters. Some of the referees have fought as well. It's not a prerequisite by any means, but that is something that is very helpful, I think, for some individuals.
Keith, I want to clear one thing up. Lou DiBella is quoted today as saying in USA Today that the promoters says, quote, we pay the judges and the referees to bring them to the event. I asked you about this earlier. Nevada State Athletic Commission pays for the judging and the referee in all their events. Is that correct?
That's correct. What we do is we bill the promoters for the costs of the officials. They then give us one big check. We then pay the officials out of that one big check. We split it up into the individual checks for each individual official, and then we pay them at the end of the night, very similar to how we pay the fighters at the end of the night.
All right, Keith, thanks for your time. Now we're going to talk to you more about another issue, testosterone replacement therapy. That'll be just in a minute, so stay with us. Thank you for your time there.